हिंदी में बोलना, इंग्लिश में बोलना,
दोनों में ठीक है, जैसे भी आपको आनंद है जिससे।
कुछ है इंग्लिश वाले सब समझ लेंगे, इंग्लिश वाले कुछ है। They are here.
So we are very fortunate that today in our Krishna Veli temple we have a wonderful personality. His name is His Holiness Vedavayasa Priya Swami, and he is a direct disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So he's accompanied by our spiritual uncle. We call him our spiritual uncle. His name is Shivaradya Prabhu. So Shivaradya Prabhu and Srila Gurudev both were initiated by Srila Prabhupada at the same time in the New York City. So he received his basically Diksha in the year 1975, and he came to America as a biochemist. His specialization was biochemistry. So he came as a kind of a research biochemist in America, and within few days of coming, he came in contact with the devotees, and they were all the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. So he was inspired to take the shelter of basically Krishna. And when Gurudev was a young child, he had memorized the entire Bhagavad Gita. That is what his mother would tell us. And some of the stalwart devotees of Krishna, ISKCON, even today tell me that the Sanskrit pronunciations of the slokas of actually Bhagavad Gita, they haven't heard basically, from actually anyone better than so clear the Sanskrit pronunciations, the way he speaks the slokas, and you will see that in the class. So then, Srila Prabhupada, after his initiation, he joined the temple, and he was the first Indian devotee to join in the West, and he joined in the New York City. I can't remember that. It was 54 West in Guru Maharaj. 5th Avenue, correct? And then Maharaj went on to receive, the sannyas, and he became the initiating guru. So after becoming an initiating guru, he started traveling, throughout the whole world, especially in Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, Myanmar, Thailand, South Africa as well, and of course America, where we travel. But in his devotional career in the early days, he was heavily engrossed in the program of making life memorable. And I had the fortune of traveling with Maharaj, because last year in America, and I was quite amazed. I'm just sitting with Maharaj in a flight. I'm at a window, Maharaj is sitting in the aisle seat. And the middle seat is empty, and Maharaj is telling me, look down, Mississippi River, look down, this is a highway going. So he is so much widely, he travelled so much in basically, actually throughout the United States. And practically, when we were going for a long drive for 5-6 hours, the driver used to look into the GPS, but Maharaj, would actually guide him. How to take the turn and where to go, he still developed safety. So he served Prabhupada and the ISKCON in various capacities. He was a regional secretary in India, in Bihar, Allahabad, and actually all that area for a while. And then he decided to basically give up those assignments to concentrate on training the disciples. Once he became the initiating guru. And one of the speciality of Maharaj is that how many of you are familiar with Srinath deities?
Which one?
Srinath deity.
Srinath?
Srinath. There is a deity of Gopalji. His name is Gopalji, near Udaipur, on a hill. His name is Srinathji. The name of the place itself is Nathdwara.
Yeah, we have gone there.
Correct.
Yeah, I have gone there.
Yeah, so Krishna is holding the Govardhan. So one of the uniqueness of Gurudev is that he was the first one to establish Srinathji deities in his temples. Srinathji is our Gaudiya deity, but normally in his ISKCON temples, you will have Radha Krishna, Gaura Gita, Sita Ram Lakshman, actually Hanumanji, but not Srinathji. And if you've gone to, I'm sure many of you were.
Balvacharya, they are the one who do the service.
Correct. So New Vrindavan in actually West Virginia is where actually Maharaj, installed Srinathji deities, and there are also in Ahmedabad temple. And we are very fortunate in the house of, I think we have 11, the deities of Srinathji installed in the homes of the devotees, the disciples. That's actually something very great. And Maharaj spends his time even in the age of 79, traveling around the world. And right now, the heart of Maharaj's project is a project in Bangalore. I would like to speak basically, I would like to take 2 weeks of time on that. Srila Prabhupada had a desire to establish the temple in Bangkok. And that task was entrusted to just one of his the disciples, Yogeshwara. So Srila Prabhupada, when he went to Thailand, he was invited to basically come to Thailand and establish a temple. So when Yogeshwara Prabhu came to Bangkok, he went in pantsuit and tie. And the people in Bangkok kind of had an idea of a monk is, the sannyas guard, and he's not supposed to change the dress. So they were quite baffled. How come basically the monks change the dress? And all of a sudden what happened is that project actually could not go through. So now Srila Prabhupada has picked up, that trail of Srila Prabhupada's desire to establish a temple in Bangkok. And that project is very much, where he actually spends, just most of his time on. So I want basically a brochure over here, which I'll spend some time with you, just a little later. But please help us on that. And we are actually trying to build a huge temple on the prototype of the Hawa Mahal of Jaipur, because a lot of community from Jaipur, right, is actually there in Bangkok. And we are trying to establish a temple which is going to exclusively cater to the Indian community over there. So I will have an opportunity to share some details. So right now probably we should carry on.
Yeah, we should carry on with the class.
Thank you.
He has. Yeah, this you can share it off.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I read the biography of Srila Prabhupada, and even the official movie that came out of the life and precepts of Srila Prabhupada in America, that's Hare Krishna, and the Swami behind the movement, who made it a household word. And Vedavayasa Prabhu, he was a cinematographer, and he has so many good friends in Hollywood. And they combined together to came up with the, at least black and white, there was movie and about 5 years back, they were very busy in showing to the masses of the people and organized way. They would go to the theater, put some money, and their allowance. So, Srila Prabhupada made very good contribution of Hare Krishna Mahamantra throughout the United States and Europe. And as he has a very desirable project in Mumbai, Vedavayasa and Manipur. These are the 3 places that he put all the BBT money at work. It is amazing that simply Prabhupada spread throughout the world and made 108 temples on BBT money. So at that time, you can see so many books were distributed. And people were supporting me. So Srila Prabhupada also took care of his family by giving us the order to that after his demise he should whatever he gets the royalty of the books, should be distributed. So he made up a program in such a way that there is an ideal sannyasi who is responsible for a greater family. Not only his family is being taken care, but so many families in the world who follow him, they have been taken care. Of course, the Dey family, Prabhupada's original name is Dey. So the Dey family was very poor. And most of them in Calcutta, with poor hygiene, they were struggling with their health. So, under the order of Srila Prabhupada, we had to, make every provision that every year the long lump sum money was to be given. Otherwise, Prabhupada's plan was a little different, but as the age advances, the monetary situation is also getting to be adjusted, and therefore GBC took the responsibility to fulfill those desires without any, ill feeling. Otherwise, there was an ill feeling. Prabhupada had two sons. The elderly was Krishna Chandra, and the younger one was Vedavayasa. They wanted to usurp the entire property of this home, being so he went to the court, and but Vedavayasa they helped this court to retain that it is not family property. You can understand within the house of Krishna consciousness, one can follow. It's a voluntary system. Bhakti is voluntary, cannot be imposed, cannot be regulated by man-made laws. It is self-regulatory, but there is a science behind it, and Krishna sent it. So, very equivocally, Srila Prabhupada's authority on spreading pure devotional service is there. Generally, we do not see devotional service as a blanket to be applied to any deities. But the pure devotional service, which is combination of Sandhini and Sambit potencies. That is one thing. Combination of Sandhini and Nadhini potency is a different thing. Balaram is manifester, maintainer, holder of the whole creative potencies. While the aim of the creation, aim of the process, which is conducted by Sambit and Ladini potencies, these two potencies will come into action to change your psyche, Then we may be understanding, puja or other things as the main system in our Hinduistic family. So the temple worships and other things were very much equivocally distributed throughout the Indian land as well as foreign land. It spread, but the priority of pure devotional service was never restored. So Srila Prabhupada and the Bhakti Siddhanta, Srila Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Maharaj and all the traditional acharyas coming down from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put up that is applicable for each and every life on the earth. Because everybody is equal on the basis of soul. Not is the familiarity of a tract of land which is performing this particular kind of, what you call, not aradhana, but it is called worship or the worship act. But worship is only part of the whole process, not the whole. So to shake up the sight, we need to uphold the original Shastra. And Narada Bhakti Sutra was one of the pioneer work that Srila Prabhupada translated. But then, according to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who ordered all his stalwart disciples like Sanatana Goswami, the 6 Goswamis of the Dhara, to excavate the places of pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna as well as write the Bhakti literature. That how one can develop the transcendental devotional service. Devotional service must be transcendental. It is not a mechanical or an idea of a tract of land. No, that is not one. Sarvabhadir Nirmuktam Tatparatena Nirmalam Rishikena Rishikesam Sevaram Bhakti Ruchate. The definition of bhakti, that we should not employ any kind of social conventions and measures like the degree of study or this or that, or taking up an authority on the basis of some primary knowledge. But it is not realized knowledge. Therefore, we have to become free from the external designations. So Sarvabhadir Nirmuktam. This brings the purity. If we give up the designations of our bodily conception of life, whatever we achieve through the body, and it does not give realizations, that's useless. So what is the use of such designations? So Sarvabhadir Nirmuktam. Tatparatena Nirmalam. It brings you to the point of purity. In that state of purity, Rishikena Rishikesham Sevanam Tiruchate. Engage our senses in the service of the master of senses. That is God. So, even though this literature has been written about 500 years back, in Vrindavan, nobody in any other sampradaya has written on the literatures. Especially foundational and analyzing the entire process of bhakti. When Krishna in Bhagavad Gita tells, Bhakti Amam Abhijanati, Javanaschasya Tattva, Tatoma Tattva Gyatva, Vishate Tattva. Only by undivided devotional service can I be known as I am standing before you. Not only that you will be able to know me in truth, but you will be able to see me in truth, and you will be able to enter into my intricate activities in truth. So such a promise is there, but interpretations of Bhagavad Gita during that time was based on Advaita philosophy, Maharaja philosophy, where personality of Krishna was undermined. Even though we have Radha-Krishna deities in front, and we don't know them. What to speak of knowing Krishna and understand his activity when he descends in one time only in a day of Brahma. When 1,000 Mahayugas floated. So it's not an ordinary thing that we were ever knowing. We were not recognizing all these things. But Prabhupada brought this and started thinking in an educated mind. It started. So you can say that entire program of this Srila Prabhupada has 7 purposes. And all the 7 purposes are pertaining to the education or re-education of our mind to actively conduct. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of those treatises of bhakti, experiences of all the 12 Maharajas as I already named, how they have been branched from Sri Krishna as a Supreme Personality in the Godhead. While our hodgepodge situation in Hinduism has no group, they have to struggle. Even today they have to struggle with the atheistic and atheist people who are arguing Vedic Dharma can be. So you are unknown, but because it was lack of education. Lack of education. So Prabhupada's purpose to set up a center anywhere is to re-educate. Education was there, but we forgot. So let's try it again. Take that advantage and make your life more successful. The guidance is there, everything is there. But let's talk so reasonably in order to get conclusion within this lifetime. Right? Krishna says, Janma karma chamyati eva vyakti. Vyakti means to know. But eva, thus, in a particular way, it is called eva. Not a generalized principle. Tattvata means in truth. That truth can be realized. This is absolute truth. And it must be realized through a proper system of education where it starts from the root of it. So Srila Prabhupada brought a system of education. And anybody who was not properly educated in their system got attracted to accept the system Srila Prabhupada. And authoritatively, because that's the science of it, it's the way to understand. And Srila Prabhupada established. Otherwise, how is it possible for the early students of Srila Prabhupada to get empowerment to help him within 11 years to create 108 temples of education? It's impossible. So, more we try to understand the life and precepts of Srila Prabhupada, the disciples, direct disciples, and the disciples are coming to next 10,000 years. This is the period of what we call Suvarna Yuga of Bhakti. Started from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's advent. You can see the Renaissance period, they call it Bhakti in the history, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared at the same time, in the north, Surdas was there, Guru Nanak was there, Nrsimha Mehta in Gujarat was there, and south, Tukaram was there, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met everyone. belief system. It's an experiential truth. So Prabhupada knows the untold to give opportunity to people to get very systematically educated. And it's for the education purpose that temples are existing. It's not only for the kids, for everybody. And the study of our ancient literature is made available in English. And conclusive literature. Prabhupada translated only selected Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, some Upanishads like Ishopanishad, which was spreading the personalism aspect, and then Kathopanishad and all other Svetasatha Upanishads, just to support the absolute truth of it. And as a matter of fact, we have the devotees of this hall established a modern education system on the basis of CIS, and they call Cambridge interactive courses. Interactive courses. And you can sit at home and do online, no problem. It will take some time, but everybody is encouraged. Those who are interested in vital education of the spiritual nature in our society must have this curriculum, and the devotees will come and help. Otherwise, we'll be living on voluntary. Of course, you can't enforce anything. It's a voluntary system. But why should be voluntary? And most of our young generation is getting away. Even though the temple is there, but only for our some more reverence. If one is properly educated, along with the modern education. Modern education is a career that will end in the stomach, while the spiritual education will take you out, make you liberated, make you cross over the material existence and enter into the world of absolute truth, Lord Krishna's reality, where all the activities are so much divine that up till now we are simply hearing this message or some kind of kathas, but how much does it go into unless and until we participate? So, ISKCON has given opportunity all over the world, even in China. We have the biggest movement going on in China, but it's all underground. It's all underground. But there's no bar. Russia has already revolted against the Russian Orthodox Church. They became victorious. But our system is so much colluded with little fractions amongst each other. United Nations called for the World Conference in 2001, right? Beginning. And Adnan Tawfiq declared, we failed in uniting the nations, we failed poverty, we failed pollution, we failed in establishing the border of peace in the world. Because we have only now looking at our failure, we have only one solution, and that most of the population is handled by denominations of the belief system. And we were becoming strong, and the onus was going to be. The same year, in the month of January, Pope Paul VI, he came to him and declared, the expansive, strategy. He said in first millennium we conquered Americans. In second millennium we conquered Africa and Europe. Now in the third millennium we will be reaping the harvest in Southeast Asia. And he spoke with them. What is this business of conversion? There is no spirituality in the process. It's only a kind of denomination like what we were also projecting at that time as Hinduism. And they are at loggerheads because they have the fact of the oldest religion, is still existing. It cannot be, but it's not man-made. All the Shastras are upholding. It's beyond the human intellect. So historically, when we are running an institute of religious nature, I think it becomes on the responsibility of workers, to understand how to be progress from this stagnant nature. In India also, we have to speak up this fact and people understand, yes. But it becomes, in India, it becomes business. And that is not fair. Srila Prabhupada has divine vision, but his vision is based upon the divine order of his spiritual master. He told him, he was a Bengali, his spiritual master is also Bengali, but he told him to write in English. If you have money, you print books in English. This was a blanket order. You preach in English-speaking countries. Because everybody is imitating, why not? We can approach them and we will get some. So when the early movement started, second temple was in San Francisco. That was done. In San Francisco, the hippies were there. More hippies than New Yorkers. Okay? And Srila Prabhupada went fearlessly. His biography tells everything. Nothing hidden. Some sort of, threat was there. But the neighbor of our temple was Grateful Dead people. Grateful Dead. As I used to read, there's a group of hippies and musicians. They were musicians. But their name is Grateful Dead. So, Prabhupada went, and there was some uproar when he was giving class in a big hall called Evelyn Hall. And so devotees approached. The neighbors, hey, can you come? Look, some fight is going to emerge. Why don't you come and help us? And really they did. Fighting, get ready. And they're full of passion. And really they told the whole project. And it's recorded. So the point is that but nobody could deviate Srila Prabhupada from his determination. Right? And after San Francisco, within San Francisco, Berkeley University came into the picture. You know, in San Francisco, Berkeley was a suburb, and the university is there. And Prabhupada put up the first temple with the deities. And if you have read the biography, you will see Prabhupada was sitting in his room, and all of a sudden, Malti, other disciple of Srila Prabhupada, she is still one that you can see, and her husband, Shyamsundar, they were there. Both were initiated, but Shyamsundar was smoking. Still, Prabhupada tolerated it. But he engaged. What happened one day, Malti brought from Indian curio shop or something, a little toy which was more attractive and placed in front of Prabhupada. Prabhupada, I got an Indian toy. And Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, bow down to him. And he was looking at the pure devotional. And Malti was what's happening? The toy? And Prabhupada said, do you know who is written? This is the Lord of Jagannath. Bharata too. Well, they were there, but he is the most attractive. And one day, this is how the first deity and came in the ashram. Alright? And Prabhupada said, my Lord is to appear in this way, that's welcome. So he told Shyamsundar, in our backyard there is a big piece of log there. Can you make this kind of figures? And Shyamsundar doesn't know any art of wood carving or anything. He said, Prabhupada, I'll try. I said, yeah, that's good. So while he was carving, I think Jagannath is already made, Subhadra he was making. So Prabhupada came to see him one day, and he saw a box of cigarette on the head of Jagannath. and Prabhupada so politely, so sweetly told him, Shyamsundar, please do not let the cigarette box come between you and the Lord. Shyamsundar left cigarette. From that day on, he's still there, and we try to, every year during the Gaspika, the next day to Janmashtami, Prabhupada was there. And Prabhupada, it will be coming on the 7th day of November. And there will be a big function in Vedavayasa. In Vedavayasa, we decorate full of flowers on the day of Srila Prabhupada, the body, and the Jada, the Swami was putting on. And it's very devotional, not emotional, devotional atmosphere. And this is how the devotees are trained to observe in obligation to Srila Prabhupada's teachings. And employ this, the finality how to work out. And more and more countries. Now we have 600 all over the world, 600. And so many disciples. We have 115 gurus working, and we do not have much home place. Otherwise, you cross my path, you cross my path. Now, we have a saying in what's that? Hitopadesh or some kind of instructive, lessons. He said, Brahmana drashva swava guru layate. If a Brahman comes in the territory of another Brahman, he starts barking like a dog. Sarcastic, but that was the fact. But it is gone. There is one unity in diversity. Prabhupada opened up these things. So when we were invited, there were 360 odd numbers of ashrams and different denominations of India. They were participating. One of my godbrothers from Russia, he came and I was representing India. So we were we could not attend the first day, the second day we were there. But they would not give us chance to speak and represent the unity aspect. Most of them glorified their own systems. 360 odd denominations from our Hindus, those who have lived in ashrams, and they came. But they could not unitedly, speak in defense of Hinduism. It is, everybody says that they are Sanatana. Definitely. Because they are somehow not directly or indirectly connected with the Vedic literature. But they became so isolated by not taking this forward, but expansion of it. And expansion is not going to unite. Only we have to concentrate and pick up the main trunk. Main trunk of education is Vedic education. And it promotes only the singular absolute truth, not many truths. People misinterpret. Truth is only one without second. Krishna is supreme personality Godhead without second. But it was not in the sight. So we were not given, and abruptly the conveyor of the conference was Christian ex-president of India. And he spoke on a political way. You guys do not know how to represent. To the Hindus, he was saying, we know we are experiencing what to speak and what not to speak. So everything was completely of a disappointment. Right from the beginning, they were brought at the Rishikesh, at the Swami, after Chennai, here is an ashram in Rishikesh. So he was there, and the conference was going on. He is the host of it. But they would not come. But I went, and how come we are not getting any opportunity to speak about the unity? Then somehow the conference was over after the speech of the ex-president. And they said, please wait. We have to hear from his home. And Bhakti Swami, when we were in trouble, we are trying to uphold the teachings of the Vedas. When we were in trouble, when we were ostracized in the jails and concentration camps of Russia, you did not come and help us. It was not. But it was American. Yeah. Okay. I'm done. So it was, American doctor, American President Ronald Reagan and Gorbachev. They executed the common thing to freedom. So Russia accepted and we were liberated from the concentration camps. But after that and today, we have already distributed over 1 crore of Bhagavad Gita. And then everybody started playing. Nobody was touching the point of Bhagavad Gita. And everybody accepts Bhagavad Gita as our main scripture. But they can't defend. Because Bhagavad Gita spells absolute truth. Aham sarvasya prabhavo manta sarvam prabhavate iti matva bhajante mahmud bhavasana. Those who are into so in this way, the present we saw it was a fiasco in New York, United Nations, and nationally. So the core of religion is Bhagavad Gita and teachings of Bhagavad Gita must be instituted. So Prabhupada put up that, and all of you have helped in whatever you can do. So we thank you, and we will be able to, preach all over the world. Please help us. Everything will be. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.